John time. Do you remember the day that you were wed? Maybe you remember the wedding. Maybe you remember the reception. Or what happened that night. But the most memorable moment for me was before the wedding. So my husband, I'm going to borrow your chair, Tom, was coming from Wisconsin to our wedding. And he's driving in the Rambler that his sister gave him as a wedding gift because she didn't want a car anymore. 68 Rambler. He's going down US 31, right along, along Lake Michigan. And all of a sudden, the car, chug, he's out of gas. So he does what most of us would do. He gets out of the car, goes out to the trunk, gets out a gas can, and being as he was in the Coast Guard, he knew how to get around. He put out his thumb. And lo and behold, his buddies from the Coast Guard came up and says, like, hey, Greg, what are you doing here? He's like, well, my car ran out of gas, and I'm getting married today. He's like, oh, okay, we'll give you a ride. So he gets in the car, and he rides off with them. They're going, this is really, really great because I think, we can just hijack the groom. So they just drive down US 31 and pass up the grill, my parents' restaurant. Meanwhile, his sister and his brother-in-law are traveling behind us. She goes, there's my car. Well, Greg's car. It's like, what's it doing there? And his brother Marty says, well, maybe he decided he doesn't want to get married. He's going to swim across Lake Michigan back to Wisconsin. And they're going, oh, well, she has a key. So she gets into the car and tries to start. It's like, oh, there's no gas. Well, brother-in-law Dennis, always the good, mechanic. He's always prepared. He has gas in his car. So he goes, he says, well, I have a gas can, it's got gas in it, so let's put it in the car. And so they fill it up and drive off. But not before Lucy decides, well, we got to leave Greg a note. And along US 31, there's the sandy gravel, so she writes in there, Greg, we took the car, right where everybody could see it. Meanwhile, I'm back at the restaurant, and the day before I was peeling carrots and boiling eggs because my parents were catering my wedding at the American Legion Hall. And I'm going, I don't know how I can get this orange off my fingers. And then the phone rings. And it's my sister-in-law saying, well, we have Greg's car, but we don't know where he is. We thought maybe he was there with you. And I'm going, oh my God, well, let's see. This is my wedding day. Groom's not supposed to see the bride. I have curlers in my hair, orange fingers. It's like, look at the car. So I'm going down the road, and it's like, oh, it should be around here is what they told me. It's like, and they left a note. Where on earth could they have left a note? And I stopped the car, and there's just nothing there. Well, the thing is before I got there, Greg's friends decided that they really, really should, take him back. So he did get gas for the car. He came back to the car, and he's going, well, they're going, well, it's not here. And he's going, yeah. Goes up to the car and screws the gas can, and he starts to pour the gas. What are you doing? He says, well, my car is here, so I think, I should be able to go. They said, well, let's forget about that, and we'll take you to the grill, because Nancy ought to be there. And of course, he gets to the grill, and the bride's gone. And so it was one of those moments where, you just do a little reflection and go, well, I hope that he's okay. And I drove back to the grill, and there he was, sitting at the table, eating lunch. And I said, how's your day? And he says, well, I don't know. He says, I just don't understand. My brother wouldn't have thought that I would have bought gas, and he shouldn't steal the car.